have a seat. This is Emmy and this is House of Chatter. And we are, well, I am gleefully talking about the Blake Lively lawsuit this morning as I'm getting ready for my kind of long day. I don't know. I think I have 7 or 8 patients I need to see today. 3, I believe, are transitioning or starting their journey. But has anybody heard about the latest crash out from Blake Lively and the very bad news for Blake Lively? Or maybe not very bad news, but maybe it's like a smoke signal or something. That's how I feel. It's like maybe Judge Lyman is giving us a smoke signal and saying, hey, I'm done with this crap. Because Brian Friedman is not getting sanctioned. So that's got to suck for her. And also, did anybody see, well, I'm sure everybody saw, that she ran to the court for a reconsideration? And I'm sure that one doesn't have anything to do with the other, but I do think it's a crash out on Blake Lively's part. I think it makes her look desperate. I think Judge Lyman has had enough. If not, that probably would have at least set me off. Like, really? How much more paper do you have to submit in a case that shouldn't have even been brought in the first place? And I hope he mentions that in whatever opinion or whatever decision that he writes, that this whole thing is a complete waste of time. And in my opinion, the recent letter by Blake Lively just makes her look desperate. Or maybe Blake Lively's team look desperate. Because, at this point, I don't think it's just Blake Lively driving the bus. I think it might be Blake Lively driving the bus, Ryan Reynolds driving the bus, and then their lawyers. And there's a rumor out there, and I call it rumor because I have no proof, but there's a rumor out there that these lawyers are doing it on a contingency. Now, if her lawyers are doing it on a contingency, everybody has an opportunity to get what they want, when they start trying to get these, sanctions that they're getting denied. So the sanctions part may not be just for revenge. It may be for contingency lawyers to be getting paid, according to the rumor. If the rumor is true, if these lawyers are working on contingency, that means they're not getting paid. That means that Blake Lively has to be telling the truth, and Blake Lively has to win this case in order for those lawyers to get paid. And I think those lawyers do want to get paid, in my opinion, because why would they do all of this work for zero? And she must have put up a good story, because if they are doing this on contingency, her story must have had been airtight, or not airtight, but believable or provable or something. I mean, because it would be a bad look if you just dropped Blake Lively because she was lying, and you could see that in, oh my God, I have gray hair. Oh, sorry guys. Guess I'm not using that part. But she must have told the lawyers a really good story for them to come on contingency. And what if she said this really good story and really it was all a lie. And the lawyers are just figuring this out, and now they're desperate for sanctions because they ain't getting paid squat because Blake Lively told a lie. Or not a lie, but was vengeful. And what if it's found out that she is vengeful and this gets all tied to the empire that she and Ryan Reynolds were trying to create? Hence, here's my theory. Blake Lively with popularity was built on Instagram, and her company and companies were built on the popularity of her Instagram, because she's supposed to be like the social media queen. She's supposed to have 42 million followers, which should translate to 42 million people buying your product. So what if she built this facade on Instagram, sold her image to Betty Buzz and Betty Booze, and said, I have 42 or 40 million followers. This translates to money. Invest in my company. I'm popular. Blah, 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 blah. And then when It Ends With Us came about, she said, hey, brand, I'm popular. I'm taking over this movie, but I really don't have time to promote you because I'm so busy, but I'll promote you on the press tour. And maybe we'll get some sales from the press tour, some exposure, right? Because again, 42 million people are supposed to be buying or would be buying this product if it were true. So there was an obvious expectation for her companies to do well if you based off of her Instagram. But I think she took the opportunity with It Ends With Us to blame the bad sales and the backlash, because she really was never really popular. If you were to look at the real Instagram numbers, it's not 42 million. And if she's not that popular, does that translate to deduced sales? Or deduced return customers? Deduced loyalty? Which, I mean, I'm sure it all translates to deduced dollars in the end. So say there's this backlash, and say that maybe these companies are finding out that she's not that popular in the first place, like she let on. And then they start asking questions. And then Blake Lively panics and says, oh my God, I didn't lie to you. I really was popular. It's not fraud, or it's not whatever. And this is all alleged and just my opinion of how this lawsuit came about in conjunction with her businesses. What if they just in the end found out she lied about everything? Her social media popularity, the smear campaign, the fact that Justin Baldoni orchestrated all of this stuff. What if it's all found out and her companies are like, hey, you totally misled us in every single way. Maybe we should just drop you too. Maybe her companies really are at stake, and that's why everybody's trying so hard to defend her. And maybe that's why, Michael Gottlieb is a defamation lawyer instead of a employment lawyer. I don't know, just a thought. But everybody have a beautiful morning. Bye, guys.